Okay, today is Monday. It's 7 p.m. It's April 14th. Now I heard, now um, I heard, uh, I heard something called like uh, imagining or something like that. I heard something. It's something called visualizing. It's called a visualization of something, right? So I heard about that. It's called a visualization of something. And visualizing, apparently billionaires do this. Okay, I'm I'm on the other spectrum of being rich, but people who are billionaires, they they have this visualization technique that they use in order to achieve what they want to achieve what they want to. And so now I just sent a text message to a trading buddy of mine, and I asked him, okay, so how would money flood in? Okay, okay, so how would money flood in? Okay, so if I were to, if I were to visualize my occupation as a day trader now, and let's say that I am successful, how will the money start to flood in? Okay, so it'll start to flood in by doing this. Okay, so I'm going to get some payouts. Okay, I'm just gonna go past the phase one and phase two and getting the funded stage kind of thing because it's a formality. I've done that before. Now all I have to do is get there. Then after I get there, then I have to get a payout. So now I need to get a payout. Okay, so then that would be the first. It's like turning on the faucet at that point, right? It's not like one of those leaky faucets where the drips, 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 right? Because it's all an outgoing thing. It's like in the Sahara Desert and there's a faucet and the faucet is closed and not a single drop of water floods out because it just evaporates, right? Initially, that's what happens. With the lack of skills in day trading, all the money that I have just evaporates. So now how do I visualize this? So now I'm visualizing this. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get about the first payout is gonna be about $350. Okay, it's gonna be about $350. At a point where it's $350, I'll get a payout. Then the second payout will still be about 350 bucks. Okay, and then a third one, it'll still be $350, right? So that means there will be three payments. There'll be three payments of $350, equating to roughly about a little over $1,000, right? $1,000.50. It's going to be about $1,000.50. Now, what is amazing is this, okay? That is only with a 10K account. So let's say I follow the same thing, same procedure, and go through it, and then I get a payout with a 50K, which means that I multiply that by five, which means I'll just round it down to $1,000 on three payouts. So let's say I'm with a 50K and then I get three payouts roughly, which is it multiplied up by five times. So 300 times 350 times five, somewhere around $1,500, right? 1,500 somewhere around there. Then 1,500 about somewhere around 15 to 1,600 bucks, and then multiply that by three times, getting three payouts with a 50K. So then that will be $5,000, right? $5,000. So that's how it's going to go. So the next stage will be $5,000 with three payouts. Okay. Then I will move into the 100K, and then I'll get three payouts. Essentially, that means that it'll be about $10,000. Okay, with three payouts with a 100K account. Then I will move on to the 200K, which means it's going to be about $20,000 with three payouts. Okay, with a 200K account, with three payouts, it'll be approximately $20,000 with three payouts. Now, if I can achieve that within getting payouts that much payouts, which is essentially about 10%. If I look at it, it's about 10%. gaining about 10%. Now, if I can get that within like 1 month, if I can get that three payouts, it would be very difficult to get three payouts in 1 month because it's like a 2 week kind of a period. Every 2 weeks I get a payout. So which means that although I will be gaining, it'll be 10% with two payouts. So it'll be taking half of it out every payout period. So roughly about within 1 month, it's going to be roughly about $10,000 at a 200K account, and then it'll be about $500 for the 1K account. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. So I'll get two payouts every month, which means that it's going to be, even though uh, okay, so even though I'm looking for three payouts, it could be either it could be either 1 month or maybe 1.5 months, equaling to about every 2 weeks I get a payout, right? So that's 14 days every 2 weeks. But I can merge that together and then attempt to achieve 10%, okay, which allows me to get two payouts, which allows me to get two payouts every month. So I have to fine tune that a little bit, see how that's going to work out. But I'm visualizing now. I'm visualizing how the money will flood in. Okay. So once I start doing that, then I have already built up the skill set in order for me to move move into this one guy who's on my channel. He keeps saying, "Hey, diversify, right?" So I understand what he's talking about. Diversify. So whatever winnings that I have, I'll take that and I'll move into something else, and I'll funnel it out. I'll funnel it out. So I suppose it's so I have to think about how I'm going to allocate the funds, and then the money that I have partially will fund the another part of it, which has been tantalizing for me because that's how I started my trading career, essentially with a options trading. Options trading is very volatile. As long as I have some sort of direction in it with the proper risk management, the gains can be substantial as well, and be able to trade using the regular trading, regular regular uh, these some people like E-Trade and E-Trade, right? These security firms, right? And so I can use them to actually use the leverage. Obviously, initially when I start out, the funds won't be big enough to generate sufficient funds from trading just outright shares, but there will be substantial amount of leverage when I'm using the options, right? So that's where the second avenue of how uh, money will flood in. Okay, so money will start to flood in. Okay, and then as the money starts to flood in, I'll start to escalate the payments of restitution and some legal fees that I still have. And as soon as I cover that, then I'll start to move into bettering my life, which I'm just visualizing now how I'm going to create this environment where it's going to allow me to escalate the accumulation of funds, and also allowing me to enhance my life. Okay, so the next step is to have sufficient funds for me to enter into an apartment. So once I enter into an apartment, then I will escalate further into greater sums of accumulation, all the while washing dishes, because I cannot let that go, because it is a security that allows me to have peace of mind, so that I can risk it all and expect the funds to flood in as well. All right. So once that occurs, then I'll have sufficient amount. Then I will accumulate. Once I accumulate enough, what I will do is I will buy a house, okay? And then I will have sufficient amount of funds to buy a house, and then buy another house. And then once I get a couple houses, then then I will venture into apartments. So what I want to do is to have a steady stream of income. Either I'll build my apartment complex, or I will buy one that already exists and fix it up, and then make the proper adjustments and have regular income coming in. Okay, So that's the next level. And then I will buy a big building in downtown, and I'll call it the So Tower. Okay, it'll be the So Tower. Okay, it'll be a big building downtown. Maybe it'll be $100 million, maybe 150. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but it's gonna be that much, right? And so I'll have some tenants, and then at the bottom and the top there will be a restaurant, right? I can lease it to a restaurant, bottom and the top, and ever in between will be, I'll have an office there as well, right? I'll have an office. So that's the accumulation that I'll have, and then once I get uh, once I get firmly planted in being very, very wealthy, then I will essentially buy a plane, right? Buy a jet plane. And if Warren Buffett is still alive, then I'll go join his yearly whatever the thing he has, right? And then maybe if I'm lucky, I'll shake his hand, right? So so that's how the money will start to flow in, okay? Money will start to flow in. And then once I've achieved all that, I'll just give it to the kids, okay? They can do whatever they want with it. All right? That's the idea. And the ex-wife. I'll give it to the ex-wife and the kids. They can have it all, right? The journey is accumulating. The spending is not something that I would enjoy, right? Spending is not something that I would enjoy whatsoever, okay? Maybe the stories will change, okay? Uh, but driving around, I heard this Jeff Bezos. He was driving this Honda. I think it was a Honda Civic or something, and he was worth over $1 billion when Amazon, when I think it was CBS interviewed him, and the interviewer was sitting in the passenger seat, and Jeff Bezos was driving to work in that beat up Honda Civic, Honda whatever it is. Was it Civic or something? I'm not sure. And the interviewer says, "Hey, you're worth over $1 billion. Why are you driving this car?" He goes, "Well, it's that's all he needs." That's what he said. Now you see this guy. He's got this humongous yacht, right? And then he's got this. Now he's got this rocket ship that he has, right? And then he's got this. I mean, he divorced his wife and then got somebody else, right? So I suppose, and then he assigned somebody else to run his company, right? So I suppose that's what will happen to people, but I am not there. Okay? I'm not there. If I get there, maybe my mind will change. I don't know. But we'll see. But that's how the money will flow in. That's how the money flow in. I'm thinking really big here, okay? I'm essentially right now living out of my car. I have debt that I cannot possibly pay in my lifetime unless I get this thing taken care of, okay? And buying a buffet is a very, very expensive thing for me. Okay, I have to work a whole day. Uh, okay, I have to work a lot of hours in order to afford a buffet. But these are the things that I'm thinking about. This is something that I'm visualizing. I'm looking into that. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna fit in the 20 years of my life from now till then. Okay, I'm trying to fill everything in. Okay, I wanna achieve these things. Okay, I wanna. 20 years is a very, very short time to acquire a big building in downtown over here. Roughly about $200 million to two hundred, maybe a couple $100 million to own one of those. Maybe more, right? It might be even more. Accumulating that in the next 20 years would be unimaginable. It is unimaginable. It is incredibly difficult to do. Probably not possible from where I'm standing right now. Okay? Unless I become extremely, extremely lucky more than once, but multiple times to escalate it to get to that point. But I'm all the steps, all the steps requires this first step, which is to acquire the payouts. Okay, okay, it's going to be 2 to 3 times. 3 times it's going to be it's the first is going to be somewhere around $350 for the first payout, 350 for the second payout, 350 for the next payout, which is essentially equals to about 10%. Okay, and if I can achieve that within 1 month, okay, if I can achieve that in 1 month, where the payout schedule is every 2 weeks, then I'll get a payout for 2 weeks, which is, I would say to myself that it is essentially equal to three payouts, because I'm just getting it in two payments. It all starts there. Once I achieve that, it goes, and it's only a matter of time. It's a matter of time of achieving what my goal is. My goal, my it's this visualization. I'm visualizing it, how I'm going to do this. Okay, how am I going to do that? I'm visualizing it, and I'm trying to I'm visualizing to see how that's going to happen.